Hello and welcome to Division 5 Texas Round 13 Rush Racing League. I am your commentator tonight, Stedo. Long time no see, guys. I'm joined tonight by Shaz, mate. How you feeling?
Yeah, good mate. Good. I'm looking forward to tonight. Div Five has been pretty competitive all season, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah,
Final
mate.
sprint for them, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. Seen some interesting races so far. At Texas, obviously, Div 1, 4, and 2 have all done their duties around here. It's a really good opportunity for the guys to get some big points here, which we've seen. Obviously, Wonton last night in Div 2, massive amount of points and has put him back into the championship fight. So look out for that tonight. We'll thank our sponsors before we jump over to the gameplay so we don't miss too much quality. SRC, SimLab, Pagnian, and AI369, of course. But let's jump over to this gameplay. Just want to make sure we don't miss much. But what's your thoughts on tonight? Who do you think is going to stand out?
I think it's going to be interesting to see up the top. I think Aardvark, he's been putting in a lot of work. I know Husey backs himself here, talking to him throughout the week. It'd be interesting to see. I know Nishka has stepped up from Division 6, but it'll be interesting to see he goes to 9 in Division 5. We've seen him just before the break come up and hold his own. But yeah, I think it'll be between Aardvark and Husey. Maybe Dutch if he can put it together, but yeah, I think it's going to be between Aardvark or Husey for that top spot.
Yeah, yeah, mate. I think you're spot on. There's a few big names there to watch out for tonight. A few new names, pretty stacked grid tonight to be fair, but a few new names there in P3 and 4. Symphonic in the Haas and Patrick's in the Alpine. They've done their reserve program races, have done a few reserve races here and there, but I believe both of them have full-time seats now. So and Shining Swarm, sorry, in P7 I believe he is a reserve, but they are definitely ones to watch out for tonight too. See how they go. As we do have some cars coming out on track. Looks like a Red Bull will be the first to start a lap. You might be getting out of the way early though. Most guys will do a lap on the mediums here, maybe 2 on the mediums, depending on what they feel like, to be fair. The fuel is a bit trickier in here, so you don't do too much time out on one lap. But yeah, you only have a medium and soft tyre. And I've seen most of these guys come out pretty early on these mediums, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're going to probably try and look to make a bank of time in and then hopefully come in. We know that the mediums, we've seen it, they rubber in a lot better on the second lap. So they will try and get the best out of the tyre in the second lap if they can. But it is a sprint weekend, so they're going to be trying to push up the top because they're going to want to get the best points they can possibly get.
Absolutely, mate. Let me know, guys, in the chat if the stream's okay. I haven't streamed in a long time. Got a late call up today, so I just want to make sure everything's running smooth. I can't really see on my end, but if you want to let me know too, Shaz, that's all good. Brito just starting a lap. He's going to burn down to 70% battery here. Down to second gear, chucks it into turn 1, no problems there. No oversteer. It's really easy to get stuck on that curve and have some issues there. He starts this first sector, very difficult sector to get right. So a lot of guys have issues, either invalidate or just abandon their lap altogether in this sector because it's pretty much a make or break part of the lap. If you don't get it right, it's can be a bit of a struggle. So there's yellow flags ahead. Everyone just getting out of the way. Down to second here as he starts the long straight. Burn a lot of the battery now. Most guys burn pretty much all of it here. DRS enabled. Looks like a solid lap so far. As we see Grito come through the third sector now. Obviously the purple sector there is the first to set a time so far, but has a lot of battery to play with to come across the line here. Let's see what else he can do. heaps of battery. He's going to probably run into the risk of actually running out here. We've seen that with the deploy. It's really easy to run out before the line. As that green bar gets lower than the yellow, it can cause some issues, but he'll have enough to get him here to the end. And see what this is for Gritto. Sets the fastest lap 33.5, so solid lap there for Gritto. Did you see if the stream looked all good, mate?
Yeah, it looks all good for me on my end, mate. I don't obviously have the audio going, so it doesn't.
Yeah, but is it sort of not too far delayed?
Nah, it's not too far delayed. It's probably a sector, maybe.
Okay. All good. It's just on my end. It's just delayed, but I'm obviously on the same end. Anyways. Hughesy now fastest, so a lot of guys starting to set their times in. It's not too much faster than Gritto, just 2/10 there. Who else is on that? Patrick's has him validated, unfortunately, in Alpine. Kiwi just about to start a lap. Just jump on board with someone coming across the line here. Dutch starts the third sector, has 16% battery, has been strong as of late in Div 5. See what he can do here. Purple second sector. Has plenty of battery. He's probably right on the money with the amount of battery you want. He'll burn up until these first two corners. He'll back off a little bit to get the traction back and then back on the battery. And he looks like a very solid lap here for Dutch. He's actually gone soft straight off the bat, so he might be confident in his times and just be going for it straight off here. No medium run. He will go fastest with a 33.2.
Yeah, that's 33.2 though. Won't hold up. You wouldn't think when we think back to what we've seen. It's some of these guys will get into those 132s, I think, towards the end of this session. It's been interesting throughout the weekend so far, Dito, to see the makeup of what people are trying to do in qualifying. We obviously know the race, in the sprint race, it's got to be the softs, got to be the mediums, because the softs won't get to the end. They struggle to get to the end. But it will be good. It's been pretty slow going so far. There's been a lot of invalidations on banker laps, so these guys are going to be banking on getting some laps, as we see Aardvark, I spoke about him earlier, but into the 132.4s on the medium top, the rapid time. 8 attempts quicker than Dutch.
Yeah, very solid time from Aardvark. We've seen in the chats all week how confident he is coming into this weekend, but yeah, no surprises there on the mediums. 32.4, faster than Dutch on the softs. A few comments coming about the stream. I'll just try and disable like my telemetry settings and stuff to make sure, but I'm not sure, guys. I'm sorry, I haven't streamed in a long time. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Who else is on a lap? I think most guys on our lap now. Shuba has invalidated his out lap. He'll probably be the first to start a lap. Take us a lap with Shuba, mate.
Just before he gets on his lap, well done to D White and the boys at Haas. I obviously was there and would love to still be driving, but unfortunately we're just not competitive enough, unfortunately, for Division 5. But these boys have done a mountain of work. I've seen it in the server week, so these guys will be ones to watch as he comes over the line. He opens up that DRS, he drops his battery, dumps it all the way down to 70%. He's coming into the technical part of the circuit now. This is where it catches drivers, the S's. Depending on how the setup of your car, it depends on how you can attack it. He misses the apex coming out, but he has gone purple so far. What can he do when he comes on the run up to the hairpin? Drops it down into second, cuts across. Ooh, very close to invalidating where a lot of people have invalidated, but he saves it just. How much time has that cost him? We'll wait and see. Down the second DRS zone, into this hard braking zone into sector 3. See where he's at. best time so far. He's done a 1:02 so far in sector 3. Then we are moving into the windy section. Reminds me a little bit of the Hungaroring at Hungary, this part of the track. Makes his run down. Turn 19, the infamous turn 19. Which a lot of races killed this week so far. Tight, and he's going to try and make a run down the end. He does a 1:33.7, which is good enough to put him into P6 so far with 2.5 minutes left in this session.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and make sure I have nothing running in the background here so my stream isn't too laggy. But very solid lap there from Schuber for sure, mate.
Yeah, that is good to see him consolidate that time. So unfortunately for Bang, he's invalidated.
Yeah, a lot of guys invalidating I've noticed early on, which is expected. This track can bite hard.
Yeah,
a lot of comments about the delay. I've tried turning everything off. I can't fix it from my end. This is why I don't stream anymore, unfortunately. I just have too many issues, but it's the best we can do tonight. It's either this or no stream, unfortunately, guys, so I do apologise. Jump on board Footy Bender. He's using no battery, so I don't think he will be doing anything. You should see jump on board with him. He's gone down to 70%. On that main straight, actually burning a little bit more than some of the other guys through this first sector. It's really always interesting to see the different ERS strategy throughout everyone's POVs. I mean, everyone can. Quiet Cake has retired. I'm sure, is that pits or has he crashed?
He's
Shining
in the
Swarm as well, and the Aston has retired. So Jutsi's abandoned his lap, I think. You think he's giving his teammate a tow, by the looks of it.
Could possibly be giving Husey a tow.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what happened with those 2 DNFs. The onboard might have a look at that later or something, but it looked like Shining Swarm might have disconnected or something, or Quiet Cake may have crashed. I don't know. We were in the pits, but we'll see. We'll see. Hughesy's going to get a nice tow here from his teammates. Pretty much been in front the whole lap. I don't know if it's going to hamper his dirty air, like a little bit of dirty air through that sector or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Across the line here, gets a bit taily on that sector. On that exit. Cost him a couple of tenths, but nothing major. P3 currently jumps 1 spot, 32.8. It's a very solid time for the McLaren. A lot of guys with no times need to get these laps right in these last rounds. Nishka comes through the 3rd sector now. Has not set a time, so this could be, one invalidation here could be big trouble. But
yeah, great time there by Symphonic into P3. See, Nishka goes pole, a 1:32.2.
Very nice. Very nice there. A lot of comes start the 3rd sector now. We know how quick he can be. What I am predicting, he might improve his 1/10 up. He's gone 2 purple in that sector too. So
this will be tight. This is going to be very tight.
See what he can do. 27%. He has the right amount of battery to get to the end here. Are we going to see a 31 here from Arvark? Final corner, battery on, DRS on, burn up to the line and goes fastest. 31.9. The only one so far to do that. Min-May crosses the line and invalidates or did not set a time there. Jutsi also hasn't set a time, but doesn't look like he's got the battery. He's on no battery at the moment, so sets a time, but it's not a competitive one. So a lot of guys struggling in that quali session, mate.
Yeah, they have. It's a tough track. We've seen all weekend that turn 19 is a killer. With the invalidations, and proved it again.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting sprint now with a few guys that obviously are further up in quality, starting down the back. Are we going to see them try and get through the field? Obviously, the points are limited in the sprint, so everyone's trying to get for whatever they can, fight over whatever they can get really in the sprint. But it's a huge opportunity, like we said earlier. Huge opportunity for guys to double up some massive points here, and there's your starting grid for the sprint. Anyone in there stand out for you, mate? Obviously, other than Aardvark with the pole there with 31.9, but how do you feel like we're going to shape up for this sprint? Do you think it's going to be Aardvark crossing the line here, or do you think some of these guys can challenge him?
It will all come down to how Aardvark starts. He's obviously got 1 lap pace, but if he can't get the start and Nishka can jump him and get in front of him, I think it's going to be Nishka's.
Wow.
Yes. Wet.
Wow.
Now this just throws a whole other spanner of works.
Wow. I have nothing to say. That's going to chuck a massive spanner, because obviously the guys would have seen it was wet in some sort. So does that mean some of these guys were running wet weather setups in that quali session? That's going to be interesting. Are we going to see a few guys here really capitalise on this? Obviously, we know from experience the rain can separate the grid a bit, and there's always one driver that stands out in the rain. We never know who it is, but it's a bit of a secret to get it right. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to make it a bit slower, but these guys got their work cut out for them now. This track is difficult in the rain, and this almost looks full wet, but we know from experience the full wet tyre is not the way to go, especially in a sprint. There we go, most guys on inters. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go for Division 5. Everyone off cleanly. There's a couple of moves already mid-grid, but can everyone navigate this turn 1 safely? That is the question. A few big moves down the back already. I'm just hold your breath through here. A few guys going wide. Visibility is so low, but it doesn't look like I can see any end plates flying anywhere, but still a lot of drama down the back here. There's cars everywhere. A lot of guys losing positions. You just got to maintain your composure, and this is going to be part of this race in this rain, side by side with Kiwi and Bender. Sorry, Patrick. Oh, I saw an end plate. There's 3 wide there. That's a Red Bull of Asif. He's big strife there. There's a Haas also going off track. Don't know if that was the Red Bull that lost. No, it was the McLaren there that's lost the end plate. That is huge. Absolutely huge. This, like people are saying in the track, in the comments, absolute skating around here. There's guys going wide everywhere. There's more contact there. Should calm down after lap 1, but let's just see. Looking forward here. Is there a move here going on? It looks like the Williams might have a sniff. The Ferrari as well. Everyone trying to get these moves done early. Moving back up the top. Nishka and Grito battling out for P2. They don't want to fight too much. Aardvark is already 2.5 seconds in front. This is exactly what we saw with Div 2. Give that leader the chance and he will gap the field. Aardvark though is in a serious comfortable position. I would say he might have some sort of wet weather setup as well going on there. There's changes down the back between Kiwi and Haas of Schuber, fighting for the minor placings. But what was your thoughts on that start, mate? Very chaotic as we expected, and the kick is absolutely drifting. How did he save that? That is very impressive save.
We expected it, but props to these guys. They've given it a good go. And they've raced pretty well, which is what you want.
Yeah, just jump on board here with this Alpine, and you can just see how terrible the conditions are and how hard it is to get the traction down. Even with traction control on here, it's not going to be pleasant. Oh, the kick going side by side. Kiwis just have all sorts of battles early in this race. He's really struggling now. He's off track. He just needs to be careful. He gets back on safely. Well done. But he's really had his work cut out for him early in the sprint. He's been involved in pretty much every single overtake here. So Yeah, unfortunately, he's dropped right down the back now, but he's done the right thing. He navigated that and avoided any sort of massive damage. I have a feeling, though, he might have something going on, maybe a rear wing or a side pod, because it just looks like he's really struggling. Jump on board with Dutch here. Does he line up Symphonic in the Haas? I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm going to have to shorten that name of the Haas. I can't say that properly, but doesn't go for it there, just backs up the field a bit. Now we'll look at some position changes, because it's a pretty chaotic start with a lot of changing, moving. Some big winners there. SJ up 3, Drifts down 4, unfortunately, so he was obviously involved in all that chaotic start. ND down 1, Quick up 1. A lot of guys may, gaining 1 or 2 here, but yeah, that Drifts unfortunately down 4 and Kiwi down 5. A few penalties already as well. Shows.
Yeah, mate, it is. And as we seen last night, Aardvark's just racing away with it, whilst everyone else is fighting for position. It's sort of a second in the top 6. Is a second between everyone. Really good job by Symphonic, though. He's doing a really good job. Well done in his first race for Haas. It makes me proud to see that. Yeah, obviously only points down to 8, so it's going to be interesting to see who can control it in the wet. Obviously, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, big battle here between Sugar and Quicksilver. That could have almost ended in tears there as well. Just as I say that, how did he not lose an end plate there? There's been a couple of times he's almost gone into the back of that Ferrari. And now that's starting to affect the RB behind. It's a big little battle pack here, and this is looking like it could get hairy. They might just need to slow up a bit. Sugar really wants to get this move done. Obviously no DRS, so he needs to make it count. He gets the job done there. There's a Red Bull around at the back. Asif had to probably react in front of him, and it's just being tangled up there with a fortunate incident really, but he's still hanging on to that back of that pack. Luckily, but there's a serious battle pack here going on, Shaz. I think these guys are really pushing. And Alpine just gets overtaken by the McLaren. Jutsy's still got that end plate damage, obviously. Actually, it looks more than an end plate, so he's doing very well to maintain any sort of competitive pace here, but you can see that he's definitely having to fight for it. That Alpine really trying to get past. It is starting to slow them up a bit. Can't imagine trying to go around here with a damaged wing in the rain. Would not be fun. There's Dutch super close on the back of this Haas still.
Yeah, that is.
It's actually starting to bring SJ into it now too, with this little fight here for P5. Not just SJ, another 3 or 4 cars with him, to be fair, so this could get interesting. Obviously not a lot of time in this race to get the normal amount of moves you can do. No DRS is going to be very hard, so Aardvark's going to have a very, very hard time of losing this race. That top 3 looked pretty comfortable. And saying that, Hughesy just hang on the back of Nishka here, so we might see a battle for P3 start to open up in the later stages of this race. We know these guys, similar pace. Obviously, Nishka moved up to Div 5 after silly season, so first race as a full-time driver in this division, but has reserved up for Abu Dhabi and did quite well. So, see how we can go fighting some of these guys tonight. Dutch, is he going to get the move done here? I mean, he has 80% battery, doesn't look like he's going for it. Haas is burning a lot more at the moment, and I feel like Mercedes might just be comfortable sticking behind there at the moment and not fighting too much to avoid losing too much time. Aston had to think about it there. Drifts thought better of it. Patrick's, look at this, cars going everywhere here. Surely, that was a very, very close to maybe an invalidation there on that corner. That corner is very unforgiving but forgiving if you get it right. And there's cars side by side here. That McLaren might have a look too. Patrick's and Quicksilver side by side through there, doing very well in the rain. Very good racing in the rain here from these guys. They need to be careful though, because Jutsy's hanging in there still with that damaged wing, but he's just lost that position by the looks of it to the RB, and maybe another position to the Red Bull. God, I can't see what's happened there, but they went side by side, and it didn't look like Jutsy came out on top there. a lot of moves going on in this race, mate. It's obviously just a little bit to show us what's to come in the feature.
Yeah, it is 100%. This has been good so far. I think the Shields.
Sorry, to cut you off again. Jutsi just had a massive lock up into turn 1. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I think the Shields are going to have some fun tonight. There's been some questionable decisions being made with some of these moves. So it's tough in the wet, we know, but we've got to also drive cleanly. But up the front, Aardvark, Greedo, Nishka, Yuzi, Symphonic, they're all keeping it clean. Dutch is pushing in hard on Symphonic back. Governor is there, but I don't think he can challenge Dutch too much, because Dutch has just been able to use the slipstream of the Haas, but it's just been up the top. They've been driving all around alright, but the guys that have been fighting, and it's not as though they're fighting for points. They're not even in the points at the moment. They're just fighting for the sake of fighting.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some penalties here. Quiet Cake with 3, Old Footy Vendor with 6, SF 3, Flying Key with 3, and Shining Swarm with 6. That is just, I think, a small sign of what's to come in the feature. This track, extremely hard not to get warnings on, and it kind of determines how you drive throughout the race if you go through that, if you're going to prioritise. Not the warnings, there's a certain way you take it, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously in the rain we're seeing these guys really struggle. We're only 6 laps in, a lot of pens, but something to note for the feature, if they can avoid getting pens, it's going to really help them jump up some positions. But closest battle on the track's probably between the Ferrari and the Aston here at the moment, and then obviously the guys down the back we're just on board with. Jutsi has retired in the pits, he's called it. Obviously with that wing damage, pitting now probably would have ended in the same result, so I'm going to be interested to see what happens in this little pack here. No points on offer, but these guys are battling like they're fighting for first. Minmay and Asif still battling down here. P15, but these guys...
and V and Drift are actually fighting for P8 because of Quiet Cake's 3 seconds. And Shub to an extent as well.
Yeah, you can see that dry line forming too. So the grip's going to get a little bit better now, so these guys might take a chance, and it looks like he's going to go for it. ND on the wet line, had a thought about it, but decides to just pull back in, go for another lap behind the Aston. Needed probably a little bit more overlap to get the job done without DRS. It's a little bit more difficult compared to what we've seen. Bit odd, we're obviously seeing rain at Texas, but it is not uncommon to have it here on this game for some reason. So yeah, these guys, be interested. I really would love to know any engineers in the chat who could give us a little bit of inside information if it's meant to rain in the future. Awesome. I know that's very unlikely, just because it'd be very interesting to see if we're going to see these guys continue on with the wet setups and the Red Bull. It's a big moment there, and that might invite Minmay to have a look. But look at everyone struggling now at the later stages of this sprint. The tyre wear, as we know, is just insane at this track, especially depending on your setup. So in the rain too, if you don't maintain it, these guys might start to be struggling. 7 laps in the Inters might be starting to feel them a little bit. Red Bull has a little bit of a tap on the RB, Asif struggling to pull the car up in time, and that might invite teammate, the other RB, Minmay, to get the job done here. Probably doesn't want to go for it there in the rain, but we'll probably line him up for the straight. No DRS, as we keep saying. Patrick has left the session. Hopefully we can get him back in. Thanks, Sam, mate. Sorry, I've totally lost my train of thought. Footy Bender now with Quicksilver.
Yeah. As you said in the chat, no rain, so
yeah,
interesting to see. Yeah.
Even if we do have some rain, could be interesting. I would love to see maybe some rain at the end of the race. That could really spice things up. Talking about spicy, look at this move here from Minmay. 3 wide there at one point. Somehow navigate that. Great battle between Well, as I said that, there was a car off track. But there's a great battle here between the parent and the sister team. These guys really trying to get past Asif, but no prevail there. Jump back up here.
Biggest battles for the last point now, because White Cake and Drift have both got 3-second penalties. So NDMV and Stubb are fighting for that last point in P8. Stubb unfortunately can't keep the pace on the straight, so whether he's running a higher downforce setup because it is wet than some of these guys. As you said before, we're seeing that dry line form, so it's becoming a lot more racy at the track. Aardvark's got just over 2.5 laps to go as he hits the hairpin, so this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, just on board with this sort of mid-pack there with... SJ gets a penalty, so that's going to open it up now for NDV in P10 in the Ferrari. He's got 3 guys in front now that he doesn't need to pass. It's huge there, and as well as Schuber. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Schuber don't have to do too much here. They've just got to keep it within 3 seconds of each other.
Yeah, so that's...
At the moment, it's 2.5 seconds, Governor to Shub, so he's just got to keep on that time, and he'll be right.
Well, it was actually just before SJ got that pen, I was actually going to jump on board with this battle anyway, because it's really spicing up. Obviously now that SJ's got a pen, Quiet Cake can fight for position as he tries to get the move done there. Doesn't get it though. But he has been trying to get past for pretty much the whole race. These guys have been battling out, so it's been a really good battle. So now they're sort of fighting for P8, P9 due to the penalties. Dutch is also back on the back of this hat. Surely he gets it, or he might just be choosing to just wait till the end. And there you go, fastest laps. The track must just be ramping up. No rain as visible on the screen anymore. 2 laps left, so obviously no one's going to pit chuck on the sauce or anything like that. But yeah, what's your thoughts, mate? Obviously Aardvark just exceptional drive, but touched on earlier a lot of chaotic moves. But other than that, I think it's been a quite an enjoyable battle, especially that it's not over here.
It has been a good battle. Oh, Shub, oh no, he has just gone over and got his 3rd warning, so that has taken him out of contention. And NDMV's going to, at the moment, go up 3 positions into P7 if he keeps it without getting an invalidation. These guys are fighting hard though in front of him.
Yeah, he
just...
Yeah. Just needs to do what he's been doing. He doesn't even need to get past them now. Don't think any of those pens are getting removed, so... Whoa! Goes for it anyway. On drifts. What a move. Can he keep it though? I've seen this a lot of time through the other divisions. It's very hard to keep the move into the next corner because they have the inside line, obviously, and he doesn't. So he has to go another lap. But it's not going to matter anyway with that penalty. If he can just hold on to these guys. But we were talking about earlier, weren't we, Shaz, with penalties? It just shows that, you know, if you don't get those warnings early on, you can be in a really good position at the end of the race.
Yeah, it happened to you last night, mate, didn't it? You capitalised.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
You capitalised on people who had those penalties, and it's just about keeping it on the straight and narrow, really. At the end of the day, if you keep it on the track, then anything can happen. This looks to have a dive down the inside of turn 1, but thinks better of it. He's just got to keep himself within 3 seconds of Quiet Cake, and he's going to jump Quiet Cake into P7 and get the 2 points. He's just got to make sure he pushes hard with it. Yeah,
last lap now, so he's probably just going to choose to bring it home and lock it in. Gritters and gets...
Oh, drift!
Whoa, that's a big save. Huge save there. Can he hold it? Pascal, have a look here too. But that Pens, yeah, that was a massive save though. Oh, Ferrari's just going to go from all anyway, even without the pen. He just says, nah, I'm going to get it all on track and go for it.
Well, he knows he has to because it's going to be touch and go between him and Quarkake now because the difference is with it is close. He's only got really 3 attempts to play with.
Yeah.
So he wants to make sure he can get it done, and else Quarkake will keep that P. At the moment, Quarkake's going to keep P7.
Jump on board with Aardvark as he crosses the line here.
Yeah.
Claims his win, a well-deserved win. Gritto will finish P2 even with the pen. And Nishka will round up P3, but we'll jump on board with this battle to the line here. For P9, SJ and DV going side by side there. So close here between this 3-second. Can he hold it? I think he's got it.
Well, he's found it. He's found it now because he's got the speed. Because he's got the speed to go there.
There you go. What a drive.
He does jump in.
What a sprint. Patrick's got back in the lobby. We'll cross the line in P11. So yeah, not the best result, but lucky we got him in there. Hopefully he has no more issues. Oh, Midway and Asif battling to the line, but very, very interesting sprint race and a well-deserved win from Aardvark. I mean, that was dominant. Can he continue that into the feature? That's the question.
Well, hopefully, mate. That's what you want to see. Dutch.
It's no surprise.
Yeah, so that's what you want to. It's no surprise. He's been telling us all week about how good he is here.
Yeah, he's put in the work and it pays off for sure. There's your final results for the sprint. We'll run all the way down so that we can get a screenshot of this. But yeah, not a few guys having a tough race there. There was a lot of chaos at the start. A lot of guys getting involved in that sort of... I don't know what happened at the start there. There was a lot of going on. In the rain, no grip, no visibility. Yeah, a lot of guys lost cement plates and yeah, kind of dictated their race for the whole race. You know, there's no recovery in a sprint after you get damaged. So moving forward into the feature there, the guys are going to be wanting to improve. We've had people say there might be rain, maybe no rain, who knows. But either way, we know what's in store now. Aardvark probably looks the favourite in my opinion. Going into this one, but we'll have to wait and see. Just waiting to see if this next quali is rain or dry, but the best part about a sprint weekend, in my opinion, is if you didn't like your setup in the sprint, you can change it now. And if they did run a wet setup, they might be able to change it now if there is no more rain predicted. Patrick has unfortunately left the session once more, so hopefully we can get him in again. Aardvark sitting on the medians. Be interesting to see if he goes out. Most guys will wait a fair while before they come out, due to that. I think you only get 2 softs if I remember correctly. Yeah, you do. So yeah, you might see a few guys not do their first run until around that 11-minute mark, or they might do a medium tyre run. So you might be just sitting here talking for a little bit, Shaz.
Yep.
But apart from Aardvark, we obviously had our top 3, Gritto and Nishka. Do you think, obviously those 2, but do you feel like anyone else can challenge Aardvark into this race?
Oh, I think there's plenty there. I think Husey, if he gets it right, he can challenge. Nishka proved then he can challenge up the top. He qualified second. We know that Nishka and Husey have the race pace, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Aardvark goes. He talked it up all week, and now he's got to go and prove it. He proved it in the sprint race. Now he's got to go and prove it in the feature.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we have some cars coming out on track, which looks to be a Williams and a Haas. We'll jump on board. The Williams of SJ will be the first to settle out, but yeah, I think to be fair, there were a few guys that didn't really get to set the lap they wanted to in that sprint quali. I think a lot of guys we saw, there were about 5 or 6 drivers that didn't have the time. As the session finished, pretty much, they were still on their final run, so it is a difficult track to piece a quali lap together. You can really push the limits here term as track limits, but if you get it wrong, obviously it's a pain. You have to go all the way back and do it all again. But I have a little bit more of an opportunity here to have another crack. They've had the practice now for the sprints, so interesting to see if Aardvark gets another 31 in the pole, or can anyone challenge him. Running on board at SJ, and take us a lap with the Williams driver. Always looks like they have damage on the front of their car, those white dots sometimes, but take us away for a lap.
Yeah, mate, 100%. SJ, in his last race before he ditches us for 3 weeks as he goes back home to the UK. He makes a run, he opens up that DRS, he's going to dump the ERS, looks to get down to 70%. As we spoke about, it's about ERS management. What are the teams doing? He misses the apex out of turn 1, and he comes hard. I do like the look of this Williams car. Coming in through as he makes the run into the S's. It is quite tough here. Easy place to invalidate, but first one on track, he goes purple. Now it's going to be about what he can do as he runs in there. He gets the run. He hits the detection point, and it's a 1. He is at a 41 at the moment at the hairpin, so on par. Gonna unload the ARS. He's opening the DRS now into the heavy braking zone before he enters the technical sector 3. You can make a lot of ARS up in the sector 3, so he sits in there. It's a 102.3, so comparative probably 5 tenths slower, but it is a banker. This track will get faster as the session gets on. How can he go through here? Gonna see what's that ARS gonna be. This is where he needs to be careful because he can invalidate quite easily, but he does it quite well through 19. Now into 20. Unloads it, and it's a 133.4 on the softs to start.
Yeah, not a bad banker there for SJ. He had a few noticeable mistakes in Sector 1, so that might have cost him a bit, but jump on board. Who else is on the lap? Looks like the Haas is just crossing the line. He just missed that. Schuber goes pole with a 32.9. Mercedes of Quiet Cake is coming around to start the lap. And Flying Kiwi is just about to finish it, so he's going to run out of deploy here, I think. Yes, he is. That might hurt a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. He had a really unlucky sprint race, didn't he? So he'll be looking for a bit of a better feature. I'm not sure what happened there on the final corner. It looked like he had a bit of a moment. Goes P3, 33.9. So yeah, Kiwi might be struggling tonight, but at the same time, he'll have a second chance now to a better race. So very unlucky in the sprint. Quicksilver comes across the line and goes P4, 33.5. Ferrari's a very solid time there from him. 2 Hasses, P1 and P2. Love to see it. Had a very difficult season, so be very good if they could maintain that. As I say, that Aardvark on the mediums just goes fast as absolutely.
Oh
insane.
wow!
Quiet Cake. Can he?
I might need to change. I might need to change the prediction. I just put a prediction in, but I might need to. I might need to change it because I forgot what time will pole be, and he's just done a 132 banker on the mediums. So how much quicker is the soft tyres going to be?
Well, Lamb's made a good point about him using a medium tyre, though. That might hurt him in the race if there's a late safety car or something, but wait and see. Quiet Cake moving through the final 2 corners here. Plenty of battery to play with. Doesn't want to run out of deploy though, so into the final corner, back on the power nice and early. No oversteer, and goes P2, 32.8. Very solid time there. Who else is about to start a lap? Aston Martin of Shining Swarm, a new name on the grid. He's close to validating there on the straight. Goes into turn 1 through second. He's using hot lap there. See how that goes. We know how difficult it is with the battery, but might be the way comes through sector 1. Very easy to make a mistake here, but looks pretty tidy through there. Can really use the track, as we said earlier. Missed a little bit of the apex there, but still a solid sector nevertheless. But yeah, the track limits through there can be unforgiving at the same time. 60% battery now to play with on this straight. We burn a fair bit chunk of it now. Hasn't set a time yet, but we'll be looking for a little bit luckier of a race to be having a sprint. Last on 20% battery to play with. Low fuel, but that should not matter. And this is the sector where you can really make some time up to chuck it in through these wide apexes. They're really weird entries. You'll take a really wide line and throw it in quite early. He's doing quite well. See what this is, see where he puts him. All the guys in the pits at the front, so left it around the 9-minute mark, so he'll be able to get back and do another run. Deploy used, so he might lose a little bit of time. But it's been a pretty solid lap from the Aston. Never was going to see. Won't be able to burn up to the line, but still goes P9, 35.4. A little bit of improvement there needed, but yeah, it's a time on the board. Who else? Don't forget, guys, to let me know if you want to jump on board with anyone in particular. I can definitely do that. Who haven't we jumped on board? Drifts coming through the final sector now. He was in the thick of it all through that sprint race. All sorts of battles. Came away with a pretty solid position in the end there. And he'll cross the line. Plenty of battery to burn up to the line. P4. Dutch. He goes through the final few corners. Plenty of battery here. A lot of these guys have known now not to know about the battery, so they're maintaining it quite well. He's gone down to 6% to avoid running out of deploy. Let's see what he can do here. Dutch was very quick earlier. And he goes P7. Jump on board with Nishka. I believe he's just started midway through a lap. I do apologise, Liam. Goes purple in that sector, but hasn't set a time, so it's obviously going to be probably a little visual glitch. Saw how quick he was in sprint qualifying. Going through the final few corners here. 3% battery. Can he get this corner right? Chucks it down to 5th, back on the power. Bit of a snap, nothing too serious. Down to 3rd, and this is where he struggled in practice earlier with us. He got that right and goes fastest with a 32.4. Very solid time there from Nishka. And any of these guys, not that. Hughesy and Jutsi also doing their first laps now as well. Both were quick in sprint. Patrick's needs an invite if we can see if we can do that. Shaz?
Yep, done it, mate.
Take us with the rest of this lap with Hughesy, mate. He's going through sector. Oh, I can't actually, sorry. 30% battery. We'll burn a little bit down to keep the deploy going. Patrick's joined, which is good to see. Hughesy, we know how quick he can be. Sort of wants to challenge around that top 3. And he was definitely up in the thick of it in the sprint. Final few corners now. Oh, goes wide and invalidates. He'll be absolutely fuming with that. It's so frustrating to do on the final corner. Can his teammate finish his lap? Same corner now. Back on the power. A little bit more conservative. And we'll be able to wrap this lap up. Where does this put Jutsi? Goes fastest with a 32.4. Very solid time from the McLaren. And I have a feeling his teammate was sort of around that pace. Before he invalidated. Mid-main now. Take us away with him, mate.
Mid-main. Oh, yep. Good minute. What time can he do? He had a tough time of it in the sprint, but can he get redemption here? As Aardvark goes top. We're 132 on the softs.
Very solid from Aardvark once again.
Sector 3, a technical section. It's going to be interesting. These guys that haven't set times, they're going to want to get times set because they don't want to get to the last run and invalidate through turn 19 and the final corner. He's got not much left either, but he's used it. He's got there, and he's 33-1, which is good to get him into P9.
Yeah, he had a bit of a snap on the final corner, but wouldn't have cost him too much time. But a little bit of an improvement. He can still get out of that lap. His teammate now coming to finish his first lap. He might have done one earlier, but no time on the board yet. Bit of traffic here. No issues though. Wants to qualify, get above that sort of drama mid-pack. That's where it all happens, in that mid-pack. And he's run out of battery and validated there, so that would be very, very frustrating. And currently everyone else pretty much is in the pits. Our pole sitter, I think might be able to get out for one more run. Should have another set of softs, I believe. So yeah, Arvak once again continuing the pace in. Jutsi and Nishka still a little bit off him, but might be able to say something in this last run. We never know. Quiet Cake just in there too, so this could be interesting. Haas doing very well here. P5, P7, which is really good to see. They definitely need the points, and this would be a good game for them if they could capitalise on the pace. Shining Swarm on an outlet, and jump on board with him because I think pretty much everyone else is just waiting for their final runs. The Aston has decided to do it a little bit earlier. Currently down P15 with 35.4, so we'll see if he can a little bit of an improvement here. Fair way before he starts a lap though, so I think we'll see most guys come around that mid 2 minute mark.
You think so? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the top guys do. Can Aardvark, can he capitalise on his solid practice and get it there, or can someone maybe jump above him?
I think they're definitely going to try. Jutsi's out on his outlap now, so yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy for Aardvark. He'll definitely need to pull in a big lap here. I think 2/10 isn't too much for those guys to maybe pull out, but if he can do a 31.9 again, I think he might have a pole in the bag possibly, but we'll have to wait and see. Shining Swarm coming around to start his lap. He'll be pretty much the first one to start his last lap. He's going to have a lot of traffic to navigate through though, unfortunately. Hopefully these guys will know he's on the lap, which I'm sure they will. Turns down to 70% on this main straight, a bit further actually. Chucks it into turn 1. Down to second there, uses all the apex he can. Guys getting out of the way here, nice and good. And this is the sector that, like we said earlier, you really want to get right. Sort of changes your whole lap if you don't. Very close to invalidating there, was almost right on the limit. Very much closer to the apexes than the first lap we watched on board with the Astons. This could be a much bigger improvement. See, why does it still say it's on the outlap for me? It's kind of strange, but
yes.
Don't know why it says that, but I'm pretty positive he's definitely on a lap. Down the straight now, burns pretty much all his battery DRS activated, but a lot better lap so far. Can't see any delta times, which is really frustrating. I'm sorry guys, the game's amazing. What's happened there?
I'm watching Footy Bender. Yeah, I'm watching Footy Bender try and get a time done, and he got invalidated. He got impeded by someone, but obviously not on stream. So hopefully he catches that, because that was unfortunate. It was a McLaren. It was Jay Tuzzy, I think.
We've seen this throughout the other divisions. With all this traffic, it is super hard. They'll all bank up on that last corner we're about to see, but Shining Swarm will cross the line. It is an improvement. It goes up to... It is an improvement. It doesn't jump up in positions, unfortunately. I can't see the sector splits, so I'm just trying to see who's on the lap here. But as we said, you can see all that traffic coming around the final sector now. It's going to be quite difficult for those guys to get the gap. Yeah, we go Nishka,
Yeah.
sorry. Go on board with Nishka. So didn't get to do the full on board before. Currently P3. Can he challenge Arvark? That's the question. He will burn his battery down to 40% there. Oh, what's going on here? Justin getting out of the way there. All good. Now you get a bit of time to recoup for this third sector. As we know, we've seen a lot of invalidations through those final corners, but it all comes before that. If you can get these first few corners right, you can really gain some time. Gets that apex nice and almost retired, can't get out of time. You get back on the battery nice and early there. Take a wide entry here and then an early apex back on the power. And through the final few corners here, really easy. Especially for the guys running no traction to lose the rear there in later stages of the race. Let's see what Nish can do coming across the line here. The guys in front have finished other than Arvark. Burn up to the line. And it is an improvement, but it is P4. And look how close it is for that top 4. See what Arvark can do though, because I think he's possibly improved. Yes, he is. He's 2/10 art, so this is going to be possibly a 31 here. 31.7.
31.7.
And he was saying in the chat he could do a 31.5. So, wow. Very, very solid time. Rito has unfortunately invalidated. Quiet Cake comes across the line in P7. Where can he put up? Goes one position. That's pretty much it. I think Dutch might be the last one to possibly set a time. He'll come across the line in hot lap. Burn up to the line. Can't see where he finished there. But 11th. So what a quality. Arvark once again. Very, very solid time. That is your quality results. I'll get everyone so that we can get a screenshot there. But NDV, obviously no time. Very, very solid quality. A lot of these guys may have changed their setup too, because we obviously had rain in the first sprint. So never know. Maybe they ran a different setup. But Arvark, very solid time there. Jutsi and Hughesy, McLaren looking very solid. P2, P3. Very, very solid. If they can finish there, that'd be absolutely cheering.
Yeah, mate. 100%. It's going to be a good run there.
Oh god, it looks pretty overcast. Possibly, maybe rain at the end, who knows. But wait and see as everyone just finalises everything. Notice a few guys running pretty low fuel here. But tyre wear, as we know, is the big question, and the track limits. If you can avoid the track limits and maintain your tyres, you're in within a shot here. The biggest thing, the guys at the front here, obviously it's a benefit for McLaren having them both P2, P3, but they need to not battle too hard and really prioritise staying with Arvark. So see in the other races earlier on in the weekend, as soon as you battle, the leader can just gap you. So have to wait and see. I'll let you take us away for this feature, mate. And yeah, who are you thinking we're going to see lead into turn 1? Do you think it's Arvark or one of the McLarens?
Nah, I think it's Aardvark. Unless one of the McLarens can get the start, but I think Aardvark's not.
Here we go.
You see, it's 5 lights and they're gone. So they're on the run. Aardvark's got a good start. We see Nishka's got a very good start. He's controlling it. Oh no! It's gone all wrong for him though. He's been spun around.
Yeah, massive send from behind there. Huge
That was
crash.
unlucky for him.
Huge
Nishka's
crash.
been the unfortunate one.
Yeah, and similar to what we saw in real life there, but there's a lot of cars I think that have damage there. Possibly needing early pit stops. I would say get on board with Nishka. It looks like he's missing the right end plate, but he might be able to continue Not sure, but that was a pretty gnarly hit from behind. He might have rear wing damage as well. Quiet Kate goes for the move on Quicksilver. Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly crash at the start there. I didn't even see what happened. I just know a big hit from behind. Brito is going to go for the move on Schuber early on, get into that P4 by the looks of it. Doesn't look like he's got a straight line on him so far, but he gets the apex anyway. Can he hold the move into the next corner though? Burning a lot of battery here to try and get this move done, but the Haas is going to have the inside line. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. Very nicely done there from Brito. Jutsi hanging on to Arvak. That's crucial for these McLarens. They cannot let that Alpine get out of their sight with his pace. See Brito with that battle with Schuber. 1.6 now. He's going to have to push now to try and get back onto this top 3. See how quickly it happens when these battles start to commence. Oh, what a start, mate. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Nishka there.
A lot of cars there. There's Patrick and Asif too.
So there are a lot of people here. There, and DMV probably the biggest winner. Out of a lot of them, he's come out of it and he's up into P11, so massive ramifications. But up the front, as we said, these McLarens need to keep in touch with Aardvark and keep under DRS, because if they can do it, they'll pull away from Grito. And we seen last night that if you pull away, it's a lot easier for guys to run amok.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There might be a move on here for Dutch, but it's very hard to get done with the DRS in front as well. But it will be a little bit of a DRS train for the first few laps, especially until we start seeing some pit stops. But this track does have the tendency to be quite difficult to overtake, just due to the DRS and everything like that, and your setup. But yeah, as far it looks like 3 cars maybe had damage from turn 1, so they're gonna obviously have to try and think on the fly now, and they've gone alternate strategies. Nishka's gone hard, Patrick and Asif have gone medium, so yeah, it's unfortunate for them. Never know though with the safety car. We'll have to wait and see if this race could flip on its head. It looks pretty dark in the sky. I don't know if we're expecting rain, but the track's certainly not going to be as good as it was in quali. But some moves here. The Aston gets the job done on the Williams of SJ into turn 1. So he is on for a solid move up. SJ starting on the hards, so those tires will take a few laps before they get up to 10. Probably the only one that started on the hards by the looks of it. Maybe Patrick or Asif. We're back up here. Schuber and Grito, they haven't managed to get too much closer to the top 3, but that gap isn't going out massively either, so they're maintaining the pace here, which is good to see. One mistake here from the McLarens, and Brito's knocking on the door. I must say Aardvark has just broken the DRS, just broken out of his DRS, so Jitsi will probably be pushing everything he can right now to be getting into that DRS, but Aardvark seriously doing well here. A lot of practice going into this one, you can tell. Moves down here. P15. Ooh, bit of contact, and the Simp almost goes around. Manages to catch it in the house there. But yeah, he had a really good start to quali, and he actually had a decent sprint for a while there too. But he's got damage on that house now. Currently P16, so it's not the best start to this feature.
No, it's not, and we know that this track is difficult once you get the damage, but it isn't overly hard to drive unless you drop off the wheel plate. But he's got a lot of damage there, so we'll see there. But top Aardvark's running away with it. He's doing wants an Obi at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing well. 1.7. It's just hanging in there. Jutsi's just trying to keep it probably under that 2-second mark, but it's crucial they work together, those two McLarens, to get him back into the DRS. They certainly can help each other there. They've got no pressure from behind at the moment, but these battles in the midfield are certainly heating up. The Mercedes sandwich with drift in the middle here, they might be able to work together as well. Also Ferrari looking like he's going to get the move done on the kick at the back there. Gets the job done before the corner. Nice move from the Ferraris. Now they are together on track, so they might be able to help, but the kick might have a look back. Not done with the Ferrari just yet. You can't get it. So, yeah, most of these guys will just be settling into their rhythm in the DRS. Pit stops probably around lap 10-ish, lap 11-ish. You'll start to see guys coming off the mediums, and that will start to open up the strategy and open up where the track position is. The undercut's pretty big here, but at the same time, those hards can be quite dreadful to get up to 10. So we see Schuber maybe go for a move on Grillo soon. This is for P4. These guys are doing the right thing. They're not fighting too much, losing too much time to the McLarens, but certainly not gaining time to them either. Just sort of steady at the moment between them.
Yeah,
Ooh, what's happened there? Gritto's gone wide.
Might have just missed his braking zone. It's difficult there for the S's, so he might have just missed it. Went a little bit wider, which is unfortunate for him, but it's going to be a push there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's just it's always the question of when you go for the move. Is Gritto's just going to go for it straight back with that DRS, and yeah, no issues there for Gritto, but look how quickly that delta opens up when they fight to 2.6 now. So yeah, don't want to waste too much time, but they're not. I wouldn't say they're battling too hard. Kiwi and Quicksilver, on the other hand, are going side by side into sector 3. Who's going to come out on top here? It looks like the Ferrari's going to have the better line. He gets the job done, but the kick's going to come back up the inside and have another look around the outside there. But Kiwi doesn't look like he'll have enough battery to make that move work. But geez, there's a good bit of racing there from those two. Battling out for P10. It's good to see. Obviously points to P15 here in this race, so definitely worth the fight. Interested to see who starts to struggle with the tyre wear. They start to, the mediums about lap 7, you start to feel them drop off. So it'll be interesting to see who we see struggle with that. As that's sort of coming up quite soon. The Ferraris working together. They need some quick lap times to get back into that top 8. Moving him back up the top here. Dutch hasn't managed to get the move on the Haas, but they're still relatively close. And the McLaren's starting to edge out, start to lose a bit more time to Aardvark. A little bit more now. Aardvark's yeah, he's really got control of this race. Maybe lap 8, yeah, possibly, mate. We did see lap 8 pit stops earlier in other divisions. They just struggled towards the end with tyre wear, but it is definitely possible for some.
It'll be interesting to see what the likes of Nishka and Nishka's on the hard, so whether he pushes it and possibly looks to come out on a set of softs towards the end if there's a safety car maybe, but yeah, I think at the moment it's Aardvark's race to lose. He's in 3 seconds and he just keeps gaining time on these McLarens in 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, like you said, what the guys at the back have to do. They'll be praying for a safety car. I mean, Michigan will be praying for one at the end of the race, and these guys on the medians will be hoping for one sort of pretty soon. But yeah, it's always unfortunate on a track like this when you get damage at the start, because it's not really the best track to cover. We saw earlier that we haven't seen many safety cars, to be fair, this weekend, so chances are quite low we get one, but we never know. We are starting to get to the pointy end of that pit stop. We did see someone, Panda, say that they're going to do maybe a pit stop at lap 8, so we might start to see these guys peel off into the pits very soon. Dutch maintaining that gap up the top 3, sort of steady. Actually, here's his starting to drop out of DRS of his teammate there. That might allow Gritto to catch up if that continues. I'm sure they won't let him fall too far behind. Drifts looking like he's going to go for the move. He's going to get it done. Can the Haas hold it through the inside? Goes very deep under brakes, and he does get the move. The Aston pulls out of the move there. Probably just wanted to play it safe. He'll go for it for another lap. NDB is rapid. Pandy's having a great race so far. This middle pack right in front of ND has allowed them to catch up. There's both those Ferraris, these guys battling, has brought them back in the race. We were only talking about it earlier with them getting back in the top 8. Would require some quick times, and ND has managed to do that with the Ferrari. If he can just keep this pace, maybe make use of the undercut, we might see him in the pulling end of the standings at the later stage of this race.
Yeah, well, exactly right. If he can get the undercut done and to get it done, then anything is possible. And it is up to the guys to probably try and nullify that undercut a little bit if they can.
Yeah, the undercuts, like we said before, it's good. I think you get at 1.5 if you get it right, 2 seconds, but the hard tyres, it's just really hard to get up to 10, so it doesn't always work. And then sometimes you just end up with a bit more tyre wear than you had at the start, so it's not always worth it. Can be though if you're stuck in traffic like this, because it's really hard, as we've seen, to get past, and there's a few moves going on here. As I said, that Dutch gets past Gritto, and White Cake Schuber going at it too. Good racing here from these guys. Obviously, when they've been in the DRS train for so long, when it happens and there's a little bit of a frenzy, all these overtakes happen at once, and the Haas sends it back down the inside. It doesn't want to lose that position. Bit of a wheel bang. White Cake doing well to hold that line. I think he should have the optimal. Oh, big spin. Big spin. Oh, and he's... Oh, God, that was close to that Ferrari there. Jeez, that will be looked at, I'm sure, but he's going to pit. Go for it, go for an undercut now, but that's a big time loss there for White Cake. He won't be able to get that done.
No, he won't be, and we've seen it's been noted. Good job by Gangster to do it there to get it noted, but yeah, these guys, as we said, DRS train, it's tough for some of them.
Oh,
Greedo and White Cake have jumped.
Oh, that was close. Sorry, mate. They were very close there.
No, that's alright. That's alright. White Cake and Greedo have pulled the trigger. They've dove in onto the hards. So who's going to react to that pit stop? And DNB probably going to try and push it maybe one lap more. He's looking down the inside of Shakur, but he thinks better of it. Let's see what these tyres can do.
Yeah, I think might see a few guys react to the pit stops here, but ND going for the move on Schuber gets it done before the corner. It's got some serious pace, that Ferrari. Has a little bit of clean air, not much, but a little bit of clean air now to the Aston. Depends if he goes for the pit stop. Schuber going for it though. Can he go for the move back down the inside? Does not let these moves go easily. Haas driving lets everyone fight for every time someone goes past him. And he looks like he's actually going to successfully defend that. Get back in front of the Ferrari. But, you know. As we've got more pit stops.
We have.
So I'm just trying to see where these guys are going to come out. Hughesy now on the hard tyre. Oh, 10-second penalty for Gritto. Very interesting stuff there. NDB still on the back of Schuber, hasn't got that move done. And there's, full course. Sorry, it delayed on my screen for a second.
Yeah,
full course or a VSC?
Yellow, yeah.
I think it's just a VSC.
I think it's a VSC. Yeah,
oh, that's huge. So, what does that mean for these guys? that have pitted already, and does that help anyone else that needs to pit? I don't think the VSC is going to stay out long enough for them to get back around to the pits, and there you go, it's already gone in, and Quicksilver gets a drive through. Oh no. Always happens, unfortunately, with the VSC. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I saw that. No yellow dot. Thanks, Lamb. Probably would have been better if there was a full course there. It's really easy to get those 10 seconds. Let's see. Ooh, Schuber and ND are just going toe-to-toe here. And he finally gets it, but the Haas is just going to go back up the inside and pretty much do the exact same thing that happened the previous lap. These guys just aren't letting each other go. Ooh, Ferrari went a bit wide there. I think ND should just pull in the pits and get away from the Haas, see if he can go for an undercut or something, because he's got the pace, but see the front runners in the pits. Arvar on the hards, drifts continues, but the two McLarens, are both pitted now, so where's Hughesy going to come out compared to Arvar? He's going to gain... No, he's not. He didn't gain any time. What's happened to Hughesy? It's a lot of time to Arvar.
Train. Yeah, just to train with the guys in front of him.
Yeah. That's huge. So that's going to really help Arvar even more than his race was going now, having all those cars in between him and the two people that were challenging him for this race win. So really good timing there from Alpine. That pit stop from Arvar. As we go down a little further, Quiet Cake on the back of Shining Swarm, the Aston. New tyres on that Mercedes, so they'll be quite fast here. Should be able to get the move done on this straight with no issues. No DRS for the Aston. See how much he's struggling. He basically dives out of the way there. There's only all sorts of drivers on those 10-lap mediums that'd be pretty red hot by now. Go a little further down here. Footy Bender might line up a move here on Quicksilver deck. Has the battery to definitely do it.
He does.
As we just wait for a few more pit stops from the front runners to pit, as we see Drifts jump in the pits. See where he comes out. But Arvar's pretty much got this race in his hands. He just needs to circulate now. The pit stops are really good. See, sorry.
He does.
Comments. As we see Hughesy on the back of SJ now. Interesting to see if he can get past. He does have that penalty though. I think he should be able to get past the Williams easy.
You'd hope so. You'd want to get past him. Fresher tyres.
Let's see if he uses his battery.
Whether he uses his battery or he waits until he gets down this next straight.
Very close. He's got so much more grip than the Williams there. You can see it. Nishiki gets a 3 second. I think
he's not using Gaiden running very quickly, but he made it work on it. Got the job done, mate. Up put him there, so he'd be roughly 1 second long where he was towards the end.
Yeah, no fight there from SJ. Knew that he had the new tyres, so he's on a bit of a charge now. He's got 2 more cars to get through on the older tyres, but I think those guys will probably be pitting pretty soon, so he might not have to do much there.
No, he shouldn't have to do too much, I wouldn't think, because they would be nearly ready to pit. Surely, there they go. In they go, and he's going to make the full. It's a full start straight. The difference, 10 seconds now.
Yeah.
He's just got to try and make a run. He has got that penalty. Tuzzy's in here, so he's going to have DRS. Gritto's there. Let's see where Shulban Flying Kiwi come out.
Oh, really?
there. Min-May again. Yep. Shub and Flying Kiwi, they'll be fighting there. It'll be interesting to see how NDNV and Drift go with White Cake having 4 lap hards compared to 1 lap hard, so there's 3 laps difference, whether White Cake's tyres are going to go towards the end and whether their tyres are better. Same with Gritto as well. And also, when Governor pits is going to be the next thing.
Yeah, a few comments coming in there. Alpine definitely having a very, very good week this week.
Yep.
Doing very well again tonight with Arvark, so Patrick can get 1 more position. He'll be in the points as well as ND goes for the move on the Aston. And doesn't get it done again. Oh no!
Oh, and loses an M plate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We just seeing how fast he is. He's just been trying to get through this field, and now that's going to hurt him. Yeah.
See what happens. It's a pretty muddled old race at the moment. It's only NDMV, but M plate, so he's going to be quite slow. Garrido makes the move on Gov at the hairpin, but can he hold it down to the S's? We'll wait and see. There you go. He's used a lot of his ERS though.
Yeah.
VRS after he gets through the S's on that next DRS straight, so this will be interesting.
I think Gritto's tyres are just too good for Esho to be able to hold that one, but moving a little bit further down, there's a little bit of just tyre offsets throughout the field, so there's a fair few gaps here due to people hitting at different times, but take a while before we start to see where everyone's going to end up. The tyre wear here can be pretty dramatic, so some of these guys on the fresher tyres might be able to say something at the end of the race, but at the moment, the top 3 looks pretty controlled. I think Gritto could say something. It's just that penalty that's going to hurt him. But Hughes, he also has the penalty. It's definitely Arvark's race to lose at this stage, though. But a few little battles here and there.
Aardvark's doing well out in front, but Tuzzy at the moment is in that provisional P2. Well, depends on when Gov pits. Might have been be interesting to see whether that was a McLaren have let Tuzzy move out in front and try and pull a bit of a gap because Hughes didn't put up any fight, so whether they've said no, you can have that spot and go and try and get on the chase towards Aardvark. Dutch is the one for me. He's going to be the one that's going to be up there towards the end. He's got 2 more laps on his tyres than Gritto, so he could be the one with a bit of fresher tyres and the tyres going away. Who knows what's going to happen?
Pretty crucial he gets past this Williams nice and quickly. And then if he can reel those guys in front, he doesn't need to do much because he's obviously they got penalties, but he'd probably want to be a little bit further up to be able to challenge with a possible podium here. You chuck another pen on there for Jutsi and it's all open. You never know. You can really see the penalties starting to roll in now. Later stages.
Yep, this race is halfway done now, halfway through now, and we'll see it gets tough. It is a tough track with track limits, and when you're pushing, and as these guys have been doing. The thing is with Gritto is that his penalty's a 10-second penalty.
I forgot about that.
Whether he can get that removed, whether that's been something that's happened in it's been a glitch where he might be able to get it off, but it'll be interesting to see. As we see Gov come in, so he's going to give himself 12 laps on the medium tyre. Gritto gets the job done on Hughesy, so Hughesy's quite slow at the moment. I'm not sure if there's any damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has any damage.
Doesn't look like it, but he's quite slow just at the moment. Unfortunately. Where's Gov going to come out on the medium tyres? He's going to come out in 12th. Just behind Footy Bender, but he's obviously going to have the better tyre.
Yeah, this battle here between Hughesy and Grito starting to heat up too, but Hughesy's just dropping off a bit in the pace, like you mentioned, so he'll be struggling a little bit. A little bit of a battle here between Nishka and Quicksilver Deck. Nishka's still on old tyres due to that early damage from lap 1. Oh, jeez. God, that was almost a big crash there.
And Hughesy sort of missed his braking zone, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, and I was watching Nishka and Quicksilver. It was very close to an incident there, but yeah, it'll be tough for SJ to get those mediums to the end, but wait and see what happens. They're still going at it here. The Ferrari finally gets the job done. Can he hold the move? Yes, he can. With those fresh tyres. Jump back up the top here. Hughesy's quite close now to Grito, but he's not letting go of that move. But this is allowing Dutch to really close in now, and that's exactly what he needed. He needs to get into that DRS, and the more they fight, it's just perfect. Jutsi knocked a little bit of the gap out, but not too much. 13 seconds still for Aardvark. It's very healthy at the moment. I think this podium is yet to be decided.
It's not the 20 seconds of Watanabe, but it's close to.
Yeah,
it's 13 seconds up the road. I still think Gov's going to be very racy on those medium until maybe the last couple of laps, and then they might fall away. But let's wait and see.
Yeah, it'll be crucial for him to make use of them early, but not kill them. Oh, what's dynamic there? Something's going on at the back here. Big crash there between the Haas and the Red Bull. Both damaged on the front of that car. There's no safety car by the looks of it. Didn't see what happened there, but we'll wait and see. So we go up back to this top here. Rito and Hughesy still battling out. Hughesy's actually managed to get the job done, but yeah, that gap now to Jutsy's 3 seconds. Who else? So this little battle here, I mean, I think Nishka's going to be pitting very soon, but this little battle between Nishka, Patrick and Minmay is heating up too. They've been towing off for the last few laps. You can definitely see that Williams has seen better days. It's missing an end plate, and he is on very old tyres now, so he's probably going to be pitting and fixing the win, but I know for a fact he will not be a happy man today. Nishka, how the race is gone for him, but never know. We'll wait and see what can happen for a lot of these guys with that turn 1 incident. It's just been a long race. Just begging for a safety car.
3 seconds. 3 seconds, which is going to help Dutch, our championship leader. He might be able to get up into P3 with these guys if he can get past. Hughes would be close to 6 seconds because he's been fighting hard, but as we say, we're seeing penalties coming through.
It's Asif's called it a day in the pits.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang retires in the pits. There's a Haas in the pits as well. He's going to come back out. Good to see. Do like the look of the Haas. The Haas boys made a conscious effort to get in the commemorative USA car that was used here a couple of weeks ago in the real F1. Yes.
Very nice. SJ gets the move done on the Ferrari. Yes, they look very nice. Dutch has arrived. He's in the DRS now, so these two have battled enough for him to reel that gap in. It doesn't help that he's got some serious pace too. So, what can Dutch say about this? I mean, he's already got a podium with the penalties in front of him, but do you feel like he's going to try and get it on track just to make sure in case they can get them removed? Or?
Yeah, he will. He's going to be pacier than Grito, and because he's 2 laps less on his tyres, and Hughesy and him are 8 laps versus 9 laps, so it'll be interesting. I think he can get Greedo once Greedo's tyres go. But Husey, yeah, it's just going to be about pushing and how quick he can get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dutch, like you said, doesn't really need to do much, but feeling he's still going to go for it anyway. His moves down the back too. Minmay is pretty close to the back of that Ferrari once again, and the Ferrari does not have DRS, so he might be able to line this up down the straight. Minmay's had another tough race in the feature. Whoa! Jeez. Crazy scenes into the breaking point there. Could have ended in tears for both of them there. But he's going to get the move done anyway.
We better start thinking about driver of the day and get a poll out.
Oh yes, I didn't even think about it. I'll check up some position changes and have a look, but...
Yeah. Minmay, another second. That's 15 seconds worth of penalties for Minmay.
Yeah, definitely struggled in the track limit department. Well, ND's had a great race in my opinion. He's had front wing damage for the last like 5 or 6 laps too. And then I would say Dutch would be another option for me. My pick's gonna be ND.
Yeah, my pick was gonna be Dutch. Anyway, because he's had a good race.
Yeah. So if someone can do a poll for that.
Oh, Minmay's retired. Minmay's decided that he's had enough. 15 seconds worth of penalties. He's retired in the pits.
Very interesting.
So, very interesting. We better get that.
Dutch still hasn't got that move done. Minmay's just left the session a little bit further down. These are probably our closest battle here, the top 3, but we'll just keep on board with them. It'd be interesting to see if Greedo can get that 10-second removed. Obviously, if he went off track or something and they gave him a weird warning, he might be able to, but he does still have that 3 second as well. So if Dutch doesn't get past, all he needs to do is not let these guys break away from him, and he's got himself a P3. Jutsi has broken away, but he won't be able to probably reel in Arbach at this stage of the race. Greedo goes for a late move.
The poll is out. I've put my vote in, mate. You can go and put your vote in. Yeah. The poll is out, viewers, so go and have a vote on who driver of the day is.
Oh, this battle here is heating up between Greedo and Huggsy. Very close.
Yep, it is very close. He has been quite an interesting race so far.
McLaren had a bit of a snap.
He did. What's going to happen here? They're going to push hard.
Schuber also might line up a move here. And drifts. Possibly.
Let's see what happens. Oh.
Bit way back.
Just gaining on these guys up the top.
Yeah, he's got the pace.
Greedo with a great switchback move on Husey. Dutch, that's invited Dutch into the frame, and he's got ERS compared to Greedo. Husey's got some as well. Oh, there's end plate flying everywhere.
Yeah, he just lost the end plate on the back of the Red Bull there. It's going to hurt him for the rest of this race now.
It is. Can Dutch make it work? They are pulling away from him. He's not using his ARS, however, but I'm still pulling away from him. Oh,
I think he's just trying to stay out of the drama here, maybe. Very close
possibly
battle.
Trying to keep it. Knows that he's got a P3 sewing up if he just keeps it clean.
Hughes is struggling now with that end plate, yeah. Lost a lot of time
there. No front wing. So Dutch is going to have to get it past him and try and make the push in case Greedo does get that 10-second removed. see how quick the DRS is. He opens up the DRS. But he's got it as well. So we've got a yellow flag.
It's a Haas.
In sector 1, it's a Haas.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Tired.
Has retired from the session.
It's unfortunate.
Poor bugger, he had no front wing.
Yeah. It's a tough race for him. He definitely had the pace at some point. Just it didn't go to plan. For a lot of these guys, I think this race. Oh, Hughesy gets another pen, so that's not going to help things. Quiet Cake could almost. If he starts to push a little bit here, he might be able to nip a podium, possibly. Not a podium, sorry, an extra spot. That's 6 seconds for Hughesy now, isn't it?
Yeah, 6 seconds, yeah. Chat's asked for some pens.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look at the pens there. But yeah, there's 5 laps to go in this race. Using 6 seconds, he's got to be careful. Quite Cake even at P6. And Rido, it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up.
Yeah. It'll be a big ask for Quiet Cake to get within that time, but you never know. He doesn't have DRS at the moment, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle streak. But Hughesy has lost the DRS of Gritto, so that's going to leave him vulnerable here to the Mercedes. With that front wing damage too, it's not helping his race for sure. Really struggling in his later stages.
Got a lot of speed. Yeah.
Couldn't get the move done though, unfortunately.
No, he couldn't, but he's got a lot of speed, and he's got a lot of... Obviously, he's front end plate at the moment, so he's got the downforce.
Yeah. Needs to get past so that this gap doesn't open up too much, because he's really losing a lot of time to Hughesy now, unfortunately. But he's still within that penalty range, but he might lose out on Gritto soon if he's not careful.
He may do. Gritto's it's going to be interesting. He needs to get the job done, but Hughesy is pulling away. Hughesy clearly running a very low downforce setup because he's pulling away on the straights compared to Dutch. So.
Yeah, it's going to be these tight first sector and the last sector where he's going to struggle, and that's where you can see the time just go further and further away to Gritto. It's really slowing up Dutch. Dutch needs to get the move done on this straight. Be able to sort of reel that gap back in, but very interesting here for this last podium step, who it's going to be. A lot of people still hoping for a safety car. It's almost at the point where there can't be one, but still a chance at the moment.
This is the last lap. If it's going to come out, it's going to come out. It's going to come out before Aardvark crosses the line. If it crosses the line, it won't come out.
Here we go, is Dutch going to go for the move here? Pretty much all or nothing, he needs to get the move done. Start pushing to get into those penalties.
He's going to have things on line here if he can keep the traction. Which he's going to have the better traction. He's going to be front end plate dramas.
Yep. Great move from Dutch.
So, Dutch is going to make a run on towards Greedo.
Yeah, it's foot to the metal now. He needs to really push. He's 2/10 off that penalty. Well, that's if Gritto can get the 10-second removed. At this stage, he will get P3 either way. But the 10-second could be a questionable one if he can get it removed or not. I'd like to see. But at this stage, Dutch and Hughesy would think jump a spot. But he is in within that 3-second range just. On and off.
Yeah. But whether Dutch can have a push now because the tyres will be really hurting on Gritto, whether he can push and get there, that would be interesting to see.
Absolutely. Dutch has already gapped Hughesy by 1.3 seconds, so I think he's got the pace. I think he might even reel in Gritto by the end of it. We never know. He's pulled in a lot of time.
pushing. Yeah, he's made nearly a second already. So it's gonna be tight.
Another close battle is Patrick down with ND, and it's quite unfortunate for NDB really, with that wing damage. He was doing really well, and you can just see the pace drop off. It's massive with that damage, but might be able to hold on to P12. Not many laps remaining. The gaps are quite spread out now. To be fair, there's not really too many close battles. The biggest question mark is obviously whether the Dutch can hold this gap for P3. I think he's going to manage to at this stage. But it's been a crazy race. A lot of moves happen. A lot of drama. Still no full course safety. We had a VSC, but no full course. Surely a few times they could have probably pulled one. But yeah, at this stage everyone's just had to keep getting on with it. See, ND.
100%.
Oh, Footy Bender gets a pen. Another pen, I think. So yeah, race is starting to close up now with these penalties though. If you didn't have one, and sort of looking at guys like Patrick and to make up some spots. Quiet Cake looks to jump. He's going to probably jump Hughesy, and then obviously Dutch is going to jump Gritto into P3. So just shows you those penalties can really come back and haunt you at the end. At this stage for Jutsi and Arvak though, they are looking very, very good to seal the deal for P1 and 2 here. Don't think they're going to be challenged unless there's a mistake.
That's exactly right. That's all that can happen.
Patrick might be going for the move here, I think, on the Ferrari. Ferrari might have just lost the RS there, I think. Yeah, so be a hard move for him to defend here. Saying that though, that Ferrari looks to be running quite a low downforce setup. It doesn't seem to be losing any time to the Alpine on that straight, to be honest. Obviously, other than our driver of the days, mate, who else stood out for you today?
Aardvark's been dominant. It's up to 18 seconds now. It's not at one levels yet, but it's close. There, Gritto 6 positions, Dutch 7 positions. Flying Kiwi, Footy Bender, and NDMV, they're all 7 positions up, so they've had a pretty big race. Obviously, carnage at turn 1 didn't help, but yeah, it's been a good race. I just think it's been consistent, other than that turn 1 banging and crashing. There hasn't really been too many incidents. 1 or 2, but that's about it, which is massive around this track. And yeah, good to see Aardvark just dominate as he has. Yeah,
absolutely, mate. This gap for P3 is jumping around like crazy. It's just gone over 3 seconds now. So Dutch dropped a little bit of pace, but he's probably just settled to get that position either way. The real question is, obviously, like I said, if Gritto gets that 10-second move, he might lose that podium, but we never know. Never know what's going to happen in the stewards room after the race. But a few battles still as we start our last lap. We'll jump on board.
The biggest thing is with Gritto is it's going to have ramifications on the title race if he doesn't get it removed, because if he doesn't get it removed the way it's looking, he's going to fall below Quiet Cake, who will jump him in the standings. Possibly, thinking back to the sprint race, I can't remember who was where, but it's going to be tight, and so it's going to have ramifications on this run to Dutch. Dutch at 63 points is probably far enough in front after the result he's going to get tonight, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Jump on board with Aardvark soon when he crosses the line. But there is a few little battles here still as these guys start their final lap. Shows how far Aardvark is in front. But yeah, still a few things to answer. Dutch is going to get P3 at this stage. Whether or not it sticks at the end, we'll have to wait and see. But jump on board Aardvark. Into the final sector now. What a race. Won the sprint. going to win the feature. Similar situation to Wonton last night, Div 2, just pure dominance. Very, very good drive tonight from the Alpines. Been saying all week how much he loved the track and the times he could do, but don't think anyone was expecting this. And it's a great result, great drive from the Alpine and Jutsi. 19 seconds behind, but he's still going to get a massive result here for his team. P2 comes across the line, comes through the last few corners. He's done a great drive, really, to maintain that position after all that chaos that we saw. And unfortunately for Gritto, crossed the line in P3, but whether or not he keeps it or not after the race is the question. For now, Dutch will jump up into P3, and we'll have a chat with them in the comms box soon. Huggsy will lose that position to Cake, unfortunately, so it's a really good day in the office for Mercedes and McLaren. Huge points for both those teams, so well done to them. And the rest of the guys coming across. SJ will finish in P10 on the mediums, and ND, driver of the day, will finish behind with that winged energy. Really did well to bring it home there. Another car going wide there. Looks like Footy Bender just go off the track. Patrick gets the job done in the final few corners. Was going to get it done anyway with the pens, and he'll jump in another position into P11. Tough race for these boys down the back. Damage early on. Finishka. And I think possibly Quicksilver as well, but race to forget for some of them for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It was tough out there, but kudos to finishing the race. Well done to those that done. Good race. For Div 5, it'll be good to chat to our podium getters and NDMV, even though towards the end he probably struggled a little bit, but he'll get it. You'll see in the comments that Aardvark's very happy with his win. He talked it up all week and he's been able to get maximum points out of it. Cleanest driver goes to Aardvark as well, so he gets the extra point.
Very, very well done. That is your results for the race. Aardvark P1, Jutsi P2 and Dutch P3, and the other results here. Tough race for some of these guys. Simph and Wonick actually getting the fastest lap down at P17, but didn't unfortunately finish the race. Very, very interesting race. A lot of chaos, mate. What's your thoughts in what about that one?
Yeah, it happened. It was unfortunate that it happened, but they were able to dominate as Aardvark's done, and there's not much else really to say out of it. He was dominant all weekend. He got the 8 points in the sprint race. He got the 25 points this afternoon. So yeah, interesting to see what happens out of him and the rest of this race. So good to see what we got. We got 5 races now to push through to the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this. Well done to Aardvark, and yeah, we'll have a chat to them in a minute and get their opinions, but I thought it was overall a pretty good race.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a good race. A lot of chaos, a lot of unhappy people, but still a good race. We'll just wait for these guys to get in the comms box as quick as possible. We have our scene. Don't know if we have Dutch in just yet. Okay, well, doesn't look like we have Dutch in yet. So we'll just kick it off with Jutsi. Jutsi, mate, great drive. P2 tonight in the McLaren. Saw you guys battling out pretty close there with Gritto. Obviously, Aardvark was sailing a distance, but yeah, that big battle there, sort of with Gritto and the rest there. Just tell us a little bit about how you maintained your track limits, mate, because you saw everyone around you sort of get penalties and everything, but you sort of maintained and managed to gap that sort of battle. So just talk to us a little bit about that, mate.
I mean, I wasn't really present for most of the battle there. He was doing a great job at kind of keeping them away, and Gritto getting that 13 second and Dutch just in the middle of it all was huge. But Yeah, no, had a great engineer, great ERS strategy, and I mean, quali was alright. P2 to P2, I'll take it, but I mean, Aardvark, that was like Div 3 pace tonight, but um, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, man. I mean, huge points for your team. Obviously, both of you guys getting good results, really. And yeah, that sort of going into the last few rounds of the season with the overalls must be a big benefit, mate. How do you feel for your team going into the rest of the season?
Well, coming into tonight, me and Husey knew we had to score big here, and P2 and P6 is quite nice. We're expecting Greedo to get hammered with penalties though, because a bit of dirty driving from him and the other Red Bull tonight as well. I suffered from that in the sprint, but yeah, a bit of a tendency with them lately targeting the McLarens, but yeah, going into overalls, feeling good. You know, we needed to catch up on Aston and Ferrari from Div 1, 2, and 4. But yeah, I think we did a good job tonight. Outscored both of them, and Mercedes is starting to be a little bit of a problem for us. But yeah, 5 races to go. I'm feeling quite good about overalls. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. Well done. I'll hand you over to Shaz.
Well done, Tuzzy, mate. That was a good drive by you. How did you feel about Cota? It's a tough track, obviously.
Well, coming into this, I thought I was going to drop like a stone. I mean, I know Husey and Aardvark were much faster than me, and I didn't do much practice myself. But P2 and Quali was quite nice, and then obviously Aardvark tonight was in a whole another league. So yeah, at the start there, trying to keep up with him, but I mean, just kind of settled into our own race, and P2 is a good result for me, especially coming in not the most optimistic, but really looking forward to the next couple of tracks.
That's the way, mate. Well done on a great drive, and congratulations on P2. Go and get some practice around the Red Bull Ring, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
All right. We have had P3 jump in, but unfortunately, before I get to him, I'll just jump over to the driver of the day of NV and the Ferrari, mate. If you're there, just a real good charge through the field, mate. And until it all went wrong, obviously with that wing damage, we could really see you start to struggle. Um, just tell us a little bit about you sort of how you went at the start of the race, because you were up a heap of positions and it was all looking really good. A lot of guys in front had penalties, and then obviously the damage made sort of held you back a bit, but still brought in good points for your team.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, before the wing damage, I honestly thought with the pace I was going, I was gonna get fucking podium. Like last place to podium, that'd be a fucking great feat, you know? Like I was charging through the field, I was like, what was it? I was like up like 7 positions after the first lap, you know? I was like, I was flying. Yeah, and it got held up with drift. Obviously, he was playing defense, so he's a bit slower. I got impatient. I was like, "Fucking move, cunt," you know, like, and I got into impatient, dove in, and snapped the front wing, and yeah, it all went downhill from there. Disappointed, obviously. And probably one of the best results in Cota if it didn't snap my fucking yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, nevertheless, that's a great drive. Even with the damage, you could have gone a lot further back with obviously how much time you lose with that damage. So, did a really good job, and obviously the stream thought so as well, getting driver of the day. So well done, mate. And I'll hand you over to Shaz.
Thanks, mate. Well done, and D. Fantastic drive. Obviously, unfortunate to not have quali because of some previous incidents, but you made the push there, mate, and you are going to go far. What are your plans going into the rest of the season?
Oh well, I guess we got the next 2 races, which I guess put my head down and I guess focus on. I'm missing out the last two races of the season because we're going on holiday, so that's me out of the championship. Um, so I guess from now on to here, I think I just focus on next season. You know, it doesn't matter where I finish. Where I finish the next 2 races, as long as I bring home points for Ferrari, and then hopefully next season I go for a charge and come up pretty far, hopefully. So Yeah.
Very good, mate. Well done. Good race. Unfortunate to get that damage at the end, but we'll see you in future races. And yeah, well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Good racing, boys.
All right, we'll jump over to P3. Dutch Verstappen, mate, in the Mercedes. Mate, really sensible drive here throughout the race. You just did everything you had to do. There was a fair gap, to be fair, that you had to gain on the guys in front, but you did that. You had some serious pace. But just tell us a little bit how you maintain yourself there. I know you can see everyone in front with penalties, and I know it's easy just to go for the moves and try and get them done. But just tell us a little bit how you were thinking and how you feel, obviously, getting the podium.
Yeah, it was actually a race just behind Guido, and Juicy. Uh, I know that they had penalties. I was on 2 warnings, so had to really be careful didn't it, get in 3 seconds. Just maintain the pace. That was actually my goal to stay behind Guido behind 3 seconds, but unfortunately he had 3.2 seconds because he had a 10-second penalty, and that will get removed anyway from him. He will actually get P3 at the end, and nothing really happened. But yeah, no, I was not really happy with my quali. I got 2 times my wheel disconnected with the last lap. That was terrible, and I got wing damages. Couldn't get another faster time. And then in the race, yeah, a little bit garnish on. I'm really lucky it didn't hit the car. It came from P11 to straight away to P6. It was a big jump, and for the rest was maintain the pace and didn't take any risk. Because for me, it's just make points till the end of the season, and now every race has a lot of points, and that's I think the key for this season.
Yeah, mate. Well, you had a really stellar season, to be fair. And yeah, you just keep getting better and better. So yeah, who knows next season where we're gonna see you and everything and what's gonna happen, mate. But keep it up. There's still a long way to go for this season. A lot more podiums you can get. So yeah, well done, man. And
Yeah,
I'll hand you over to Shaz.
thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Good job, Dutch. Obviously, it's tough. We know you making comment there on Guido. He is probably your closest rival when it comes to the championship.
Yeah.
But how do you feel? It'll be approximately 60 points, give or take. How do you feel? Do you feel like you got enough of a gap, or do you want to just keep consistently getting results?
Yeah, the championship is not in the back yet. Yeah, and you can only celebrate when you have the championship in your back. It's a long way to go. It's in another 5 races. But yeah, I maintain the points. I was I think maybe 1 or 2 points of leader. It's I think 74 points on the front. But every race is a new race, and anything can happen. And you just a little bit unlucky with damage, and your race is gone. But yeah, just keep up the pace and full concentration, and then we'll see how it ends in the end of the season.
Exactly right, mate. That's all you can do. You've been proving it all season how well you're gone, and keep up the good work, and good luck for the remainder of the season.
Thank you so much, mate. Thank you. Bye bye.
Cheers, mate. Alright, we'll jump over to a very happy man in the Alpine, TP of Alpine, actually. Someone that definitely told us this was going to happen. Arvak, mate. I don't really have a lot to ask you, mate. You've done all the practice in the world for this track, and you really showed it tonight. I guess, just tell us a little bit how you're feeling right now, mate. I'm not sure if I read that correctly. It might be your first race win or something, but if that's the case, mate, huge congratulations.
Yeah, first race win in Rush. I am very, very happy. I think when I crossed the line, I put my head in my hands and I did shed a couple tears. I was so happy. I just love Cota so much that I knew that I could have won it, and I did, and I won it by a mile. And I'm absolutely shocked by how much I won it by. I didn't think I would be that fast. I thought I would be way slower. Yeah, I am just so happy with my performance tonight.
Yeah, mate, as you should be. I mean, very, very dominant display in the sprint and the feature in quality and the races. Yeah, it didn't really put a foot wrong. There was obviously at the start of the feature, the McLarens managed to hang on a lot longer than anyone did in the sprint. But after after those first few laps, sort of game over, man. You sort of took off, and rest was history, man. So yeah, enjoy while it lasts, and there's a huge result for your teammate going into next week. You guys have had actually a really good week this week, so yeah, man, well done, and I'll hand you over to Shaz.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, Aardvark. Good win, mate. You promised this throughout the week. You were quietly confident throughout the week, and you've delivered full points for the weekend with cleanest driver as well. Yeah, that's just hard work that's paid off. We obviously know that you love Cota. Where to now? What's this win mean going forward?
Gives me confidence. If I can win in Coda by this massive amount, I can challenge anyone for a win, and I will do such thing. I probably won't put as much practice as I did into Austria, but yeah, definitely this race was something else, man. Yeah, come Austria, I don't think I'm the best, but with some practice, I could definitely whip a second off my times. With a proper setup as well. So yeah, I'm feeling really confident for the next race.
No, that's very good, mate. Well done on a great win. Well done taking maximum points out of the weekend, and enjoy it. Well done, first win in Rush, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, man. All right, I'll be off now.
All right, mate, go and enjoy it.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Well
All right, guys.
Well-
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. We've
Yeah.
spoken to everyone in the comms box, driver of the day, and the podiums. But thanks to everyone for sticking through that one. That was a long one with the sprint being rain, but we got there in the end. And yeah, looking forward to obviously Div 6 tomorrow and Div 3 Wednesday, and then Austria next week, guys. So we'll see you all then. I'll thank our sponsors SRC, SimLab, Pagni, and AI 369 before we head off. But unless you're going to dig to say, mate, we'll wrap it up.
Just in the typical SJ fashion, enjoy, guys. And I'm going to leave you with a quote. Aardvark was reigned supreme tonight at Texas, but what we'll show next week when we get to Spielberg. Watch out, check in, and let's see what happens next week. Good night.